I always thought hospitals were safe places, bright and sterile, filled with the smell of antiseptic and soft murmurs of tired nurses. But on the night of the storm, when the generators failed, I learned that darkness is never empty, especially in a place where so many have died. I was a medical student on my first night shift when the thunder cracked the sky open and the lights went out. The emergency lights flickered weakly, painting the white corridors in sickly yellow. The air smelled like rain-soaked earth pushing through the cracks in the windows. I was alone on the 5th floor, the geriatric ward, sent to check on a patient who kept pressing his call button. I remember walking down that hallway, past empty beds, past the heavy breathing of sleeping patients, and how the silence after the thunder felt alive. The patient, Mr. Holloway, was sitting up, staring at the dark corner of his room. "They know the power's out," he whispered, eyes bulging. "Who knows the power's out, Mr. Holloway?" I tried to sound calm, but my voice shook. He didn't answer, just kept staring, pointing with a trembling finger at the corner near the ceiling where a faint black shape shifted. I blinked, thinking it was my eyes adjusting to the dark, but it moved again, sliding along the ceiling like a stain. "I see you," Mr. Holloway said to it. "I see you." The shadow moved faster now, dropping to the floor, thin and formless, then stretching tall, touching the ceiling before folding into itself again. I felt cold all over, my breath catching in my throat as I backed toward the door, unable to look away. Then it rushed at me. I don't remember screaming, but my throat burned as I stumbled into the hallway, slamming the door behind me. I ran, footsteps echoing, heart pounding so hard it hurt. The emergency lights flickered out, plunging everything into blackness. I could hear it behind me, a scraping, dragging sound like wet cloth on the tile floor, following me as I felt my way along the walls. I found the stairwell and slammed the door shut behind me, pressing my ear against it, trying to hear. Silence. Then a slow tap, 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 right on the other side of the door. I couldn't breathe, every instinct screaming to run, but my legs wouldn't move. Then, in the darkness, I felt something wet on my hand. I pulled it back, but the liquid was thick, sticky, warm, blood. It was dripping from above. I looked up, even though I didn't want to. There was a face, upside down, pressed against the ceiling, mouth open in a soundless scream, eyes wide, empty, black liquid dripping from its sockets. I stumbled backward, tripping over the steps, falling, hitting my head so hard that sparks burst behind my eyes. When I woke, the stairwell was lit again, but the face was gone. My head throbbed, and when I touched the back of it, my fingers came away wet with blood. But it was my blood, not the black liquid from before. I forced myself up, legs shaking, and stumbled back to the 5th floor, telling myself it was a concussion, a hallucination, that none of it was real. But when I opened Mr. Holloway's door, the bed was empty, sheets soaked in blood, footprints leading from the bed to the dark corner, then stopping. I ran again, but every hallway twisted, turning back on itself, leading me again and again to that same dark hallway where the shadow waited. It never moved, but every time I saw it, it was closer, until I could see its face, shifting like smoke, empty eyes, and a wide, gaping mouth, as if it was trying to swallow the light around it. I hid in a supply closet, curling into a ball, rocking, whispering to myself, listening to the silence. Then I heard it breathing, right outside the door, a wet, rattling breath. The handle turned, slowly, clicking once, twice, before stopping. I held my breath for what felt like hours until the lights flickered back on, the generator finally humming to life. I opened the door slowly, and the hallway was empty, bright and clean, as if nothing had happened. They found Mr. Holloway's body days later, hidden in the crawl space behind that dark corner, his face frozen in a silent scream, his hands clawing at the concrete walls. The stains on the ceiling were cleaned, and the nurses told me I had imagined it, that stress and exhaustion play tricks on young minds. But I know what I saw. When I close my eyes at night, I see it standing over my bed, dripping black liquid onto my sheets, whispering with a voice like rusted metal. You saw me, now I see you. And when the power flickers in my apartment, I smell that rain-soaked earth, and I hear the dragging on the floor closer each night. They were right about hospitals. They are not empty. They are filled with the echoes of those who have died there, and sometimes the darkness that takes them is hungry for more.
Like and subscribe to Scary Tales Story for more horror tales that will haunt your dreams and keep you checking the shadows.